National Pregame Show presented by La Quinta by Wyndham, Fenway Park. Mother Nature's in the bad mood.
Wow.
Yeah, this game has been banged. No chance they're playing this. Orioles,
Red
Red
Sox. Of all
Sox.
towns to be rained out in, Boston's not bad.
Oh, yeah. Lots to do.
To do the visiting team, that's not bad.
Lesack loves Boston. He has lots of fun.
One of my favorite places in the big leagues.
That's one of his favorite places.
Didn't like the monster, though. That wall's too close.
Is it really?
Yes.
Hey, this was the site last night to discuss the one and only topic. The one and only topic. Juan Soto, back inside Studio 42 on the National Pregame Show. Okay, we were on the air when Juan Soto had his first at-bat.
Yep.
And we were a bit surprised to see who walked up to the plate after Francisco Lindor. And it wasn't Juan Soto, it was Starling Marte. And
right.
I was wondering, when was the last time Juan Soto hit anything but second in a lineup? It was at the end of 2023. So Juan Soto, who's, not putting up the numbers that I think Met fans expected as he signed this massive $765 million contract, finds out that he was dropped in the lineup to third. So I'm hoping this is just an awkward coincidence, okay?
Yeah.
Let's just look at the first two at-bats of Juan Soto last night against Garrett Crochet.
I'm going to let Dan and you dive into this because I'm going to have a whole different take on this, I think, than you guys.
Okay, I look forward to that.
I wouldn't have known
strikes out.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known what to throw there because the first two takes, it looks like like he's not offering the swing. And so you want to guess, right? You're trying to go along with the hitter.
So
he misses. This is second at bat. He misses with a breaking ball. He comes right back, throws a really quality breaking ball. Back in the count, 1-1. Another breaking ball to 1-2, and he's yet to swing the bat. You're like, okay, what do I do? So maybe I'll throw a fastball away and see what he's going to do, and he takes that.
All right, so 7 pitches, 2 strikeouts. I want to go to this in-zone swing percentage that throughout his entire career, okay?
Yep.
Now, at 66.7% in 2019, that was his first full season of the big leagues, and he hit over 30 home runs, over 100 RBIs, but his on-base was only 401. You can see that he stopped swinging as much as 2019 and 2020, 2021. That's when his on-base percentage soared over 450, okay? Now, he swung more in 2024, right? He actually swung less at 59%, but around the sweet spot for Juan Soto, the sweet spot is 60. In 2022 was his worst year at 56.4%, his in-zone swing percentage. Juan Soto is swinging less than we've ever seen him right now. In the zone. He's not swinging at strikes. Why do you think that is?
He's going through a patch like Devers did early on the season. A great player that all of a sudden, whatever he's trying to do, I would assume if I was Garrett Crochet watching that first at bat, he takes the first pitch, takes the second pitch, and normally you get a key. What a guy's doing. The first pitch breaking ball and he tracks it really well. You're like, okay. And you come back with another breaking ball and he doesn't swing at that. And maybe you're telling yourself, he's looking for a fastball. Maybe that's what he's doing. Because when you're facing a great hitter, you're always trying to be the next pitch ahead of. You want to make sure that the pitch you're throwing is the right one. The at-bat that shocked me was the second one when he froze him on a fastball that really wasn't like paint. It was just a well-located fastball, but one normally when Soto's swinging well, he waffles that pitch.
Okay.
All right, so here's my take on this. One, what's wrong with Soto? Way overthinking. One of the great things about Juan is, his discipline of his he'll take walks, he knows his zone, and all these. He's such a student of the game. All true, but I think he's way overthinking. I'm going to go to a quote because I think it all started with this. Let's go back to that quote with Aaron Judge at the beginning of the year, right? It's definitely different. I had the best hitter in baseball hitting behind me. I was getting more tact, boom, more pitches in the strike zone, less intentional walks, and things like that. In other words, they're coming after me. I didn't have to think much. I was pitched differently last year. Here's my take on last night. Last night, this is the third AB, but I want to get the other at bat. So here's the third one.
Well, we just saw the first two.
Yeah, but I got to talk on my first two because that didn't make any sense. I'm telling you right now, from a different standpoint, the third AB, that's a slider he hadn't seen. And watch what he does. He chokes up on the bat. every time he gets 2 strikes. So it's not like, oh, Soto doesn't know what he's doing. He's facing the guy 0-2. He came out swinging first pitch, third AB. He's seen pretty much everything. He spreads his stance out as you saw him lower. All right, so he's getting into his stance. He's getting ready to go. And he's looking for, look where the catcher sets up. He's going to set up here. They're going to go away, waste one. But I'm going to waste it way down low down there. That's a pitch he's not going to hit. I'm going to waste one. And he got him chasing. Because I think, one, you got to give Crochet some credit. Now, this makes no sense unless you see the first 2 bats for me.
We did. We already did. We watched all
Greg,
7.
Okay, so let me tell you the first at bat. He'd never seen him before. All right? So the first pitch, here he is. First time I'm going to see this guy. Comes to the plate, and as he's looking at him, breaking ball. Okay, looks like a normal left-hand breaking ball. He throws him a different one. Fastball there. So now he's 0-2. I've seen the fastball, I've seen the breaking ball, different hook. Locked him up. Done. That's how I saw it. Second AB, coming back, ready to hit. All right, that's a ball. I see you well. I'm sitting 1-0. I'm going to get a good pitch to hit here. He throws him a different pitch he hadn't seen. That's a bigger break. Now it's 1-1. Then he gives him a different pitch. He's giving him 4 different breaking balls. You want to look at the numbers, you'll say, oh, it was just heaters. And that one's on the black. So if you look at just numbers, like everybody goes, oh, man, 5 breaking balls, he didn't swing. That's 5 different breaking balls. Ask that guy down there. He didn't throw every hook the same. He didn't throw every slider the same. It's a different look for a guy he hadn't seen. Third at bat, that's why he was swinging early.
Okay.
I'm going to go get him. And then he just swung out a pitch out of the zone.
Yeah. What seemed
I think he's overthinking and staying way too long. Go ahead.
What seemed out of the ordinary for me was, if you're going to take those pitches on the outside half of the plate, that somewhere in one of those first 2 at-bats was going to be a fastball that runs in on him to back him off the plate, right? Everything was away, away, away. And normally you could catch a great hitter if you make them aware of that ball at least one time. And it doesn't have to be the perfect pitch, but to run a 4-seam or a 2-seam fastball left on left, up and in, if you know you're going to make your money on the outer half of the plate. The thing that I found odd for me in both the first 2 at-bats, all the sequences of pitches were away. It wasn't like there was one away, there was one in, and so he was playing the guessing game of he might bust me in here. It was just away, away. It was almost like he was waiting for the ball in, and the ball in was never coming. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we overthought what happened last night. My take, he was pissed that he was batting third. Because all eyes are on him right now. All eyes are on him right now. And dropping him in the lineup one spot made him look like he's the reason why the team's not scoring runs.
If you look at
and
it,
it looked like he was pissed that he was dropped in the lineup.
I think you're wrong. Totally.
I don't need a breakdown tape to say that.
No,
it's an odd coincidence that he was dropped.
I don't need one to say I think you're wrong.
Okay. He stood there. He took 7 straight pitches.
I could see 2nd to 6th or 2nd to 7th. You're putting a guy right in the middle of the sweet spot. You take him out of 2 spot, you put him in the sweet spot. Most of the guys will look at that. That is a promotion, not a demotion.
Bottom line is, if he's upset being moved in the lineup, he just says, I'm not playing.
I think clearly right now,
Period.
he's just in a bad space mentally.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a lot of thoughts about not only pitch selection, he's trying to guess along with the pitcher. He's in a place that most great players don't stay in for a long time. That's why they're great
I'm
players.
curious to know if he found out from the manager if he was going to move down to the 3 spot.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
He was just,
he didn't come to the ballpark. He was probably notified the night before, hey, we're going to make a move. We're going to move you to the 3 spot. It wasn't he showed up to the ballpark, walked in and saw the lineup card and thought, oh, hitting third.
Okay. The bottom line is, who hit behind him last night? You move Marte. If Pete was still hitting behind him and nothing changed, then he's probably thinking I'm going to get pitched very similar to what I've been getting pitched. That's the whole key. It's the guy behind you. What am I going to get? And that's why he had the statement about Aaron Judge. I had the greatest hitter last year. I don't think about anything. I know what I'm getting.
And in that,
they're coming after me, not him.
In the first at bat, it wasn't like there was a runner on, because Garrett Crochet was going to attack him the way he attacked him, whether he was hitting 2nd or hitting 3rd last night in the first inning.
And then
there was nobody on.
The 4th AB, he had a sac fly with the base loaded, and his 5th at bat, he walked.
Yeah.
I got to give Crochet some credit.
He was good last night. His stuff is good. He's a very uncomfortable at bat, left on left.
I love it. That's what this show's great. We all can have a different take. My take was he was pissed that he was dropped.